A global TV audience of up to 500 million people will watch the coronation of King Charles III and Queen Camilla on May 6th. Around 10 million will be His Majesty's loyal subjects from the British countryside. Throughout his life, the King has been loyal to them, an enthusiastic supporter of the rural way of life and many of the sports they love too.
I think it's heartening to have a monarch who understands the countryside, who is passionate about the land, the people, the food that's produced there, the country sports, the activities that go on. Yeah, I think it's really important that we have this.
As some of you may know, our own Charlie Jacoby has a side job talking about the royals on TV. On Coronation Day, he will be working for both the BBC and Fox News.
It is so important our new monarch loves the countryside and loves country people. Not just because he does, but because the job of king is to reach across all of society. In a way, it's a kind of audience management job. So you'll see him being nice to groups who are committed to destroying us too. And he comes across as a bit of a greenie. But there's no doubt that, like his mother and his eldest son, he is most comfortable with country people in an ordinary country setting.
In the southwest of England, the King developed his interest in the countryside and farming. As the Duke of Cornwall, an active manager of the duchy, owner of 135,000 acres. His Royal Highness is a regular at the Cornish Royal Show.
He sort of like came in with all his entourage and so on, swept in. Fortunately, Beatrice, my daughter who works in the shop, was also, she was actually in the marquee, and he said to her, went up to her talking away, and then he said, what do you do for a living? And she said, I work in a gun shop locally. Oh, he said, well, that'd be Ian Hodges. So we were completely astounded that he'd even heard of us.
Cornish gun shop owner Ian Hodge also met him at the show.
Because of being a steward, I wear a bowler hat. I think he thought I must be a little bit important or whatever, and he came up and just had a chat. But I was talking to one of his security detail there, and I said he likes this sort of place. He said he loves the agricultural shows, loves the countryside. He said he much prefers to be here as in the city, but obviously he's got to do both.
Welsh farmer Gareth Wyn Jones met His Royal Highness when he was the Prince of Wales.
He called me the cheeky chappy with a hat. He's a really nice guy, and I think he's done a lot for farming, he's done a lot for the countryside. And I hope he carries on, because he has been vocal. He hasn't been scared of rocking a few boats, and that's important. So I wish him good luck, but I hope to God that he does stand up for the things that we believe in, farming, the environment, shooting, hunting, fishing, because it is our God-given right, and we need to make sure that people have to understand that food doesn't come from supermarkets, it doesn't come from retailers, it comes from the land, and it comes from the people that work that land.
King Charles follows in his family's rural traditions. His father, Prince Philip, was the patron of Basque for more than half a century.
I think what we've seen with the King and his interest in the countryside, that's really important, because we have someone who not only cares about it, but understands it, understands the fabric, understands the people.
Queen Elizabeth also loved country sports.
We had Her Majesty, the last Queen, who clearly everybody knew had a love of shooting, the countryside, dogs, horses, etc. And I think we're really fortunate to have that similar enthusiasm, passion in the King and the Queen.
His Majesty the King is a well-rounded countryman who's been committed to the environment, conservation, the rural way of life, and matters of genuine importance to our countryside and rural communities for many years.
His Majesty shares his mother's love of horses and dogs.
King Charles III has long been an advocate of the countryside and country sports in general. A rounded countryman with interest in hunting, shooting and fishing, often showing real concern for our rural communities.
And it's because of His Majesty's years of service not only to our countryside and nation but to our Commonwealth too, that the Countryside Alliance extends its warmest and best wishes to His Majesty on the day of his coronation. And we extend our best wishes to the Queen Consort, herself a committed countrywoman.
The coronation of Charles III and his wife Camilla will anoint them as King and Queen of the United Kingdom and 14 other countries around the world. and the field sports community will gain a royal couple who share a love of country life and are passionate about protecting it.